For a very long time, the American dream has been associated with the promise of upward social mobility through hard work and education. For generations, families have been investing in their children's education with the hopes that it would open doors for a better future. But as the cost of college education in America continues to rise, the dream of college education has become a financial burden for many students and families. In the last 3 decades, the cost of college education in America has outpaced the inflation numbers, with the average cost of 4-year college tuition in a private institution exceeding $38,000 per year. Even public universities are now charging tens of thousands of dollars in tuition fees. To cope up with the rising fees, many students are forced to take on substantial debt to finance their education. In 2023, the total student loan debt in America has crossed $1.75 trillion. President Biden wants to make college education more affordable and has announced a student loan relief program for individuals earning less than $125,000. Although this would be a big step for many students in debt, another research says that these federal programs helping students to pay for their college education have actually made higher education more expensive. In this story, we will explore the factors leading to the high cost of college education in America, why and where it started, and why college education in America is such a big deal, what the government is doing towards the student loan debt, and finally, what will be the future of college education in America. So if you are interested to know more about this modern day scam snatching billions from Americans for the dream of making big, then stick around. The high cost of college education in America is not a new concept. The trend was started several decades back. And knowing this history is super important to understand the factors contributing to this age of college tuition fees. After World War II, the United States made significant investments in higher education to earn economic growth and social mobility for middle-class Americans. It increased the demand for college education. In 1944, the GI Bill was signed to provide financial support to veterans to get college degrees. This increased the number of college degree holders in the workforce and also helped to boost the economy. As the demand for college education increased, so did the cost of college tuition. By 1970s, the relationship between state governments and public universities began to shift. As the state budgets came under pressure, funding for public institutions began to decrease. It forced the universities to rely more on tuition and fees to make up the difference. At the same time, federal financial aid programs were established to help students pay for college. These programs, including grants and loans, helped to offset some of the rising cost, but also had the unintended effect of driving up the cost of tuition. As tuition prices continued to rise, many students began to take on substantial debt to finance their education. In 2005, Congress passed the Bankruptcy Abuse Prevention and Consumer Protection Act, which made it more difficult for individuals to discharge their student loan debt in bankruptcy proceedings. This further cemented the financial burden of student loans on borrowers. Today, the average cost of tuition and fees at a 4-year institution is more than 3 times what it was in 1980s. More than 44 million Americans own $1.75 trillion in student debt. And research shows that it will take each one an average of 18.5 years to pay off these loans. According to a report by the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, the US spends a lot on college education. An average student spends around $30,000 per year on tuition. Only Luxembourg spends more than this, but their education is free. In fact, you will be surprised to know that 1/3 of the developed countries offer free college education to their citizens, and another third have college education cost less than 1/10 of the United States. Over the past 40 years, tuition in US has gone up around 1200% compared to the average cost of everything else of 228%. In the US, college education is sold as a part of the American dream. But deep inside, there is a lot more than that. Do you know that many of the colleges are running with the taxpayers' money that goes into subsidies? Just take the example of a state university, Rutgers, a state university in New Jersey. According to their website, they make only 28% from their fees, and the rest come from New Jersey State and other sources. Now think that how New Jersey is paying for the university. It's the taxpayers' money. And you know Rutgers 2022-2023 budget? That's a whopping $5.1 billion, more than many Fortune 500 companies' market cap. And this is not it. all this money is tax-free. Now you might ask that if universities are making so much, getting so much money in subsidies, then why do we still have this education debt? Why do students have to pay so much in college fees? So there is a lot more on this. But before uncovering more on this topic, if you have enjoyed the video so far, please smash on the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you are interested to know more about these kind of topics, then please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell notification so that you never miss a new video from us. Thank you. The high cost of college education in America can be attributed to a variety of factors. The first reason is increased faculty salaries and benefits. The salaries and benefits of faculties have increased over time and is the biggest category of spending. Most of the colleges have visiting faculties who are already working in private companies. These visiting faculties are very expensive. On average, a college faculty makes around $150,000, with many making almost $500,000 a year. According to a study, some colleges even compete for professors. They offer money to get the professors. Professors bring more students, and more students means more money. Another expenditure for colleges is administrative staff. The number of administrators and support staff has increased significantly over the years, contributing to rising administrative cost. As colleges have more international and out-of-state students, the number of non-academic departments such as student services, registration, and housing have also increased. Apart from this, there are many coaches, chefs, gardeners, admission staff, sports teachers, maintenance people, IT staff, marketing and recruiting staff. These non-academic employees have been hired 50% faster than academic employees in the last 3 decades. On average, a college has 1 non-academic staff for every 10 students. In some private universities, this ratio is 1:5 as well. Another reason for increased college education is increased operational and infrastructure cost. The colleges are becoming more fancier these days. It started from private colleges, and now almost every public and private college is providing fancy domes, playgrounds, gyms, cafeterias, and many other facilities. To provide these facilities, colleges have been raising their cost. But if you see closely, all this fancy infrastructure is used only 8 to 10 hours a day, for 5 days a week, and at most 40 weeks a year. So 75% of the time it is not used at all, and still adds a lot for college. Another reason for the increased college education is decreased state funding. If we see, actually the state and Fed funding for colleges have increased in the last 3 decades, but the college enrollment has increased as well. Where the funding is increased as per inflation levels, the number of college-going people in some places have increased tremendously. So the per student funding cost is decreased in those universities. It has forced colleges and universities to rely more heavily on tuition and fees to make up the difference. Another reason is the easy financial loan system. Getting an education loan was never easier than it is today. Colleges know this, and that's why they keep on increasing their fees. Most of the colleges also provide loan counseling and support services to students. Apart from this, increasing demand for US education, especially for international students, has also played a significant role in the increased college education cost. Also, there is no cap for tuition in the private institutes in the country. Few top-level colleges have doubled their fees in the last decade and are also getting subsidies and fundraising. These private colleges' endowments are much more than the GDP of many countries in the world. And amazing part is that these private colleges are non-profit and they don't pay taxes. On one hand, they get subsidies from taxpayers' money and also charge exorbitant fees for these taxpayers' kids' education. Now the most important question here is it all worth it? The rising cost of college education in America has left many students and families questioning whether college is still worth the investment. While the cost of college education has undoubtedly risen, research suggests that the benefits of college education still outweigh the cost. According to a study by the College Board, individuals with a bachelor's degree earn on an average 66% more than those with only a high school diploma. This translates to an additional $1 million in lifetime earnings for college graduates. Additionally, college graduates are more likely to have access to health insurance, retirement benefits, and other employment perks. College education also provides opportunities for personal growth and development. College graduates are more likely to have a broader understanding of the world, be exposed to diverse perspectives, and develop critical thinking skills. While college education has many benefits, the rising cost of education and the increasing demand of alternative forms of education are challenging traditional models. For example, many students now consider online education more than going to the traditional colleges. Many universities provide similar degrees with online options. Many universities have also started collaborating with online platforms like Coursera to offer their courses. Apart from this, competency-based education is also gaining popularity as it focuses on students' mastery of specific skills rather than traditional credit hours. For example, Google provides 3 to 6 months courses for data analytics and digital marketing. These courses are less expensive and also ensure that graduates are prepared for the workforce and can lead to better employment opportunities. So, that's about college education system in America. Many governments have passed bills to provide financial aid to support higher education, but there are many other loopholes that need to be studied. The financial aid alone does not help much with non-stop increasing fees. Let us know what you think about the future of US college education in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please do like it. If you are new here, please subscribe to our channel and help us grow. We are trying to bring more amazing business stories to you. Also, let us know what other business stories you would like to see. With that said, I shall catch you in the next one. Thank you and have a nice day.